All right. Good morning, 6A, 6B, and 6G. I'm just going to have a quick discussion on some of the things that I've seen on the hub, some changes, some things or that come up to me through email. So I'm going to be very quick here. I'm not going to take too much of your time. So the first thing I do have to say is, well, number one, I'm obviously not at school. A couple of reasons for that. The date's wrong, and I'm not doing grade 5 math. This is a picture from last year, but I was able to just put it onto my green screen, give you like a little sense of normalcy. So it kind of looks like I'm actually sitting at my seat at Riddell. But the first thing I do actually have, there have been some changes to the hub, and this is for 6A, 6B, and 6G. And I'm just going to share screens with you just to make sure that, you know, everyone's on the same page, so to speak, literally and figuratively. So I'm going to share the screen with you. And we're going to go to the hub right now, and you'll notice that there might have been some changes. So here's the hub here. This is my view of what the hub looks like. Now, your view obviously is going to be student, blah, blah, blah. You're going to have your list of the classes. Now, what I did was I merged the classes together, 6A, 6B, and 6G. The reason I did that was because what was happening is I was tripling everything that I was doing. I was copy and pasting, putting links in, through 3 different websites, and it was a lot of work, and this way it's going to save me a lot more time. So when you do log on to your hub, you're going to see a language option. So yes, it might say 6A here, but it will only be the language option that will be into your feed. So click onto it anyway. So when you get to the hub screen, if you see 6A, you click onto it anyway. So when you go and you click onto it, which I'm doing right now, what you're going to see is a shared screen. It will say 6A, 6B, and 6G. So now everyone is on the same page, so to speak. And there are some similarities and some differences, what I'll get to. So number one, again, same format. You have the activity feed, which I call the daily feed, the stuff that you guys look at from the most recent at the top to the most not recent to the bottom. And as you can see, there is a narrative reading response. This is actually tomorrow's work. If you really want to do it now, feel free to do so. But there's the assessment, which is a Google form. Make sure you put your name and your email address, and then there's the text itself. Now, if you scroll down, you'll see it's similar. Okay, and there's some of the videos that you've seen before. Now, on the right-hand side, again, I'm going to keep this announcement board as a weekly heads up. And most of you have been following this format extremely good. And as you can see today, really, it's just listen to a read aloud and then have some catch-up time to do some of the work that you may need to finish off in language or other classes. I've had to slow things down a little bit for other people to catch up. And as you can see, there's Thursday. So you guys and girls all have what you need for language for this week, okay? So again, if you are on that homepage, 6B and 6G more, just click on to just the only language option you have, and it will bring you to this screen. Now, that being said, when I did merge the classes together, some things were lost. Some of the comments have been lost, which is not that big of a deal. And the second thing that was lost was 6B and 6G, some of your haikus may not have gotten in. I know I have all of 6A's, but so if you are from 6B and 6G and the haikus were not marked, because I did mark some of them, resubmit them. It's not that hard. All you have to do is just go and go on that link below and just submit it. If you are not from an HWD SB website, if you're doing it through a Gmail account, it's a little bit more difficult. You're going to have to share it with me directly. Until you get into that HWDSB sign-on, for those of you using Gmail, you are going to experience things like requesting access denied, or restricted access, or unable to access a video. So what I've done to try to mitigate that is I put my these videos on YouTube as in a public forum until I get everyone under one hub, in order for those questions like, oh, I can't get into the video. Are you on your HWDSB? No. So I just made it public so that everyone can access to it, okay? So Again, just going over some of the things I've seen, the engagement has been amazing. You guys and girls have been awesome. Learning a whole new online forum and being able to navigate through those pages, getting work done, and going through all of these things, that's a credit to you, you know, because you guys are developing a very unique skill set of being able to work remotely. No cohort has ever done this before. Your technical proficiency and able to be able to go through all of this technology, adding links and submitting and chunking your classes and being disciplined at being at home and working. That's a great skill set to learn, in my opinion. So yeah, good job. And the engagement has been amazing. So just a couple of things. I had some questions coming in and some commonality ones is number one, if you've done the punctuation exercise, you don't do it again because it's under a Google form. So I have everyone's email address and mark that. Don't do it again if you've done it. Number two, if you're 6B, 6G, you might have to resubmit your Haiku. If I've already marked yours, don't. Okay. But you might have to resubmit it. Just resubmit it anyway, just to cover your bases. The read alouds, the discussion questions, don't submit it to me yet, right? I want to, once the book is done and you've answered all the questions, then you can submit that to me. So just basically open up that Google Doc. It'll ask you to copy it and just keep it into your Google Docs. And as the questions come up, just type the question in under that Google Doc and answer them accordingly. So you don't have to submit the discussion questions for the book because of Winn-Dixie. Lastly, again, there's going to be hiccups and bumps in the road, so to speak, with technology. There always is, whether it's the server's down, whether you can't get access to a video, whether the link is not working, whether you don't know how to submit something. At the end of the day, you guys and girls are doing an amazing job. Like being able to negotiate around all these things, you're doing good, you know? So that being said, I have posted basically all the work through this week. Now, for those of you in language, that I know, like when we're in class, some people do different activities and different passages and writing activities. I'm doing my best that I can to try to navigate through my web pages and being able to get alternative content for you. If it's too hard, like for example, that reading response, if that reading response is too difficult, don't do it. I'm going to be putting different activities up accordingly, but you got to give me some time because it's a lot of work, you know, these videos and postings and stuff like that. A lot of my work should be cut down since now it's integrated into one whole, so I don't have to triple everything. And on a day-to-day basis, I get around probably 50 to 70 emails a day just based on navigating and opening up links and requesting access and that kind of stuff. So yeah, so far it's going really well. And like I said, relax, don't go all crazy about school and marks and stuff like that. You guys are doing great. Keep up the good work. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at rtbrooks@hwdsb.on.ca. And again, great job and really proud of you guys. And you know, don't worry about too much. It's only been what, 3 days, like relax. It's Wednesday, you know, and we're also kind of slowing things down to make sure that everyone else is caught up. And you know, everything will come together and everything will be copacetic and good. Okay. What I did was able to go to Riddell for at least 20 minutes. We were allowed to grab a bunch of stuff. So we went there. I went there and I grabbed all of your files. So I have them all here at home. So I'm able to, you know, put your speeches and narrative stories and reading responses in accordingly. So I have them all here under one thing. And I did bring something really important, my chicken. And yes, it looks like I'm even, you know, I'm even at school. I know the backdrop is kind of deceitful, but I took the picture last year. I think I was showing a teacher something and I took the picture. So yeah, it's a cool backdrop, you know. So again, good job. If you have any questions, fire them off to me and just do your best. And you guys are doing that right now. So good job.